Six is sin, they calling his name. Talking this shit, bro, you did it again.
They can say it out loud, muscles an animal.
Carlos, the Flames Agent!
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. The It's Just Lost podcast hosted by me, Lossy Loss. I got a very, very special guest today. The Waikato warrior, Cairo George, this dude, multiple New Zealand champion, boxing, fought overseas, Brian, Singapore, ring star, one of like Hamilton's New Zealand, actually, one of New Zealand's proudest boxers to come out of this country. Like I said, multiple New Zealand champ, welterweight, super lightweight as well, and just an all-around good dude, bruh. Coach, fighter, obviously, and I'm very privileged to have him. Welcome to the show, brother. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me on, brother. It's a pleasure to come on this podcast and have a chat to you, bro. There's a little bit of a brotherhood thing here in the Waikato, bro, and I consider you one of them, bro. Like, while I've been out doing my thing in boxing, bro, I know that like yourself and guys like Taranaki, you guys are, doing your thing in other combat sports, bro. So, there's a little bit of a brotherhood in the Waikato, bro. There's a lot of talent here, bro. And so it's a pleasure to talk to you, bro. Another brother doing this thing in a big way in another combat sport. So pleasure to be here with you, my bro.
100%, bro. Like there's a lot of us, you know what I mean? We just haven't had the opportunity to get on. There's so much talent. I mean, you would know because you train a lot of youngins as well, bro. There's so much talent coming through. Bro, how's the lockdown been for you? Like, how's things been? I know it's been crazy right now, bro, but like, what have you been up to?
Yeah, that's been pretty tough here with the lockdowns. The gym struggled a little bit, and the mind starts going a bit nuts just being locked up at home. But back in the gym now anyway, bro, and back training and stuff again. So hopefully we've seen the end of those lockdowns, eh?
Oh, hopefully, bro. Hopefully. I mean, with the new system, bro, who knows? I mean, it looks like there's a lot more things that we can do, right? And then so hopefully, bro, we all stay thinking. Did you have something set up at home? Like, yeah, you would have something set up.
Yeah, bro. Well, I'm pretty lucky, bro. I live at Hamilton Lake, bro. So I've got the lake right there, and so I was just jogging there every day just to keep my mind busy and stuff, bro. Because getting locked away, with the missus and the kids, and the kids aren't going to school, and they're all fighting with each other.
Yeah, you just wanna quarantine from them too, eh? Or chuck them in quarantine. That's what I was talking to the missus about. I'm like, bruh, do you reckon we can quarantine the kids and we go do our own thing?
If you suss away, bro. If you suss away, let me know.
Yeah, bro. I just go here, just play this. We're gonna go for a bit. That's it. But you were in Wellington recently, bro. Commonwealth trials. What was
yeah, bro. Yeah, so as you mentioned before, I'm running a gym and coaching a few good guys. And again, on the topic of real good talent here in the Waikato, there's a couple of younger guys coming through from my gym that are in the Commonwealth Games long list. So I was down there with them for a trials and a training camp. It's a pretty cutthroat thing. There's 60 in the long list, and they're all fighting for 5 spots. So just making our way through and just trying to push these guys through, eh?
Yeah, I bet. And I know that boxing, like there's been controversial over the years with politics and stuff. Is that deep in New Zealand as well, like with the politics and shit? Because in kickboxing, it's quite you don't see politics as much. However, if we have like gym shows and stuff like that, the judges in these gyms are usually either coaches or somebody that's connected to that gym. So every now and again you see a lot of biased decisions and a lot of biased outcomes that come out of it. But then that's probably what we get told all the time. Don't leave it to the judges, right? How's it for boxing, bro? Like in terms of the whole judging and the politics and stuff around there. What's that like in New Zealand?
It can be pretty bad, bro. Like some guys might get picked for the team, and you find out later on that they're the national coach's nephew, or something like that. Yeah. And then there's guys that really could beat that guy that didn't get picked. So there is things that happen like that. It's unfortunate, but just the world we live in. I think that's might be across the board on all sports. You know, it's who you know sometimes.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, like, it is who you know, definitely. I think in probably all aspects of life now, right? But it takes a lot of, there's a lot of young fighters, bro, here where they know that they won, right? And it really cuts them deep knowing that, bro, I put so much into this. I'm better than this dude. And yet I still get treated like this. I know a few people. I know I had at the start of my career in terms of just getting bad decisions. Like I had 3 bad decisions. 2 of them were like, bro, blatant. Right. And it was early on. And I think I only had a handful of fights. And I was just like, what's the point, bro? Like I busted my ass. I sacrificed so much. And for a young fighter just getting, the short end of the stick, bro. And it's just like, bro, like I think that's what we need to drum into our young fighters, because I train a couple of boys as well. It's just like, bro, sometimes it doesn't go your way. Obviously, that's why we keep saying, like, don't leave it to the judges. Don't leave it to the judges, right?
Yeah. No, that's exactly it, bro. And it can turn, young keen fighters away from the sport when they get treated like that. I've had young guys, get some bad, poor decisions, and then, they just can't be bothered with the sport anymore because of, politics like that. So yeah, it's a tough thing to get through, man, when you're not getting treated fairly. And then you see these guys get turned away from the sport, and they're so talented as well. So yeah, hopefully this sort of thing gets sorted out, because they're turning away good talent. These guys could be world champions representing our country and stuff, but they're getting turned away because they're beating up the president of the Boxing Association's son and not getting a fair shake. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And it sucks, bro, because I honestly, like, 100% believe, and I've been telling this to people for so long, like, New Zealand, we generate so much talent, and it's crazy coming up from young, moving all the way to the professional level like yourself. It's just like, we need to push these boys, in any obstacle that they come through. Like, politics is one of the biggest things in sport, right? And we need to get that out of there, because like sports, boxing and all of that, just combat sports in general, there's no room for that politics, bro, because you're turning away these guys that are like sacrificing so much, that are giving so much of themselves. They're young, right? They could be out doing anything else, but this is what they're putting the energy into. And it blows my mind that we still have that type of shit, and it's just, I don't know, bro. I hope we go, and I hope we go away from that, right? And it's happening on the international level. We shouldn't really be having it, nationally as well. You know what I mean? How was it in Singapore, bro? Because I fought in Asia, and like I've been on the wrong end of some bad decisions. You fought on Ringstar, right? What was that like?
Yeah, that was the promotion was pretty cool, bro. Like, those were the biggest shows that I fought on throughout my career. Like, the Asians embrace boxing real well, and like in New Zealand, it's pretty common knowledge, like the big guys get all the attention. Your Joe Parkers, Shane Camerons, David Tours, Junior Fast, all the guys that are household names here are heavyweights, and there isn't too much shine for the lighter weight division. So yeah, I signed a 3-year contract in Singapore to fight under Ringstar, and over there was the complete opposite, bro. Like, the heavyweight guys were like on our undercard. It was crazy. Like, in Asia, like, we were the shit,
Yeah. No, I can imagine, bro.
Yeah, so it was awesome, bro. Like, in New Zealand, like, we're all about the heavyweight division, the big boys, and going over there is just a different thing. Like, the big guys are undercards to the smaller weight divisions. They're into the lighter division. So that was awesome, bro. With the decisions and stuff, it is a little bit scary, bro, because like my first time when I very first contracted over there, and my first fight over there, I remember at one particular moment in the fight, I'm sitting in the corner and I'm looking at the referee, and he's Asian, and then I'm looking around at the judges and they're Asian, and then I'm looking around at the crowd and they're Asian. I'm like, man, I'm a long way from home.
Yeah, bro. Oh, bro, that's exactly when I lived in China, when I was contracted in China, bro. That was exactly it, bro. There were moments where like there were fights, and I was in cities, bro, where I was the only one who spoke English, bro, because I'll fly there by myself from our gym in Xi'an, fly there, and the bro that's with me, he can't speak English. Like, so we're prepping the night before, like for me, what for his advice in the corner, right? Because all I wanted him to do was give me water and tell me when there's 1 minute left on the clock, right? You know, and then so I'm just there walking out, bro, and then it's just me, and because I'm black too, bro, I'm like one of those, I don't know. It's just they made me like, I felt like I was in the zoo, bro. You know, and not in a bad way. It was just like something that they haven't seen before. Do you know what I mean? And like, and fighting on those shows, bro, I'm just like, this is a long way from Forest Lake, bro. Like, holy shit. You know, and then everyone's trying to communicate with me, bro. And the only kind of connection I can have is like with the other Russian boys, because we all get put on one show to fight against these Chinese, and the whole crowd, bro, just wants to see you get knocked out. Like they're and it feels so good to just hurt one of their own in front of them, because you get, even though they treat you like you're royalty there in Asia, like they love combat sports, and you would have felt it in Singapore, bro. Like everybody's just like, you know, bowing to you. You know what I mean? And when I was there, bro, it's a whole different ball game. Like kickboxing, boxing, combat sports, and everything, bro. They treat their athletes up here, so it's a whole different thing when you come to New Zealand, and you're just like, far, bro. Like, you know, you stay in all these nice hotels for shows and shit, and you come in and you just gotta drive from your house to wherever in the country that you're gonna fight, and then drive back home. You know?
Yeah.
So
I get that, bro. I felt the exact same, bro. I get that feeling, bro, when you're in this country and these guys are treating you like royalty. You're staying in these nice flash places, and then you come back home and you're just any old.
You're just that guy now, hey? You're just like, oh, you're the fighter guy, aren't you? Like, it's like, nigga, I've been overseas. I've fought all over the world, bro. What are you talking about? But it's cool though. It's real humbling coming back, because like this is our land, right? This is our people here that we're representing hard. You know, we've put New Zealand on our backs. Like overseas and stuff like that, and it's real cool. But I feel like New Zealand, we could push combat sports a lot more, and not just the superstars, you know what I mean? Like the big dogs, as you say, like all the heavyweights and stuff like that. Like all the young ones coming up, bro. There's so much talent that, you know, there's a handful. It's not like, you know, 1 in every 100. It's just like there's like 10 dudes that, with the right training and with the right guidance, world champions 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah, there's so much talent here, bro. And it's sad to see, like, we can't provide for these sort of guys, and they have to go offshore a lot of the times.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what the process is, but the CKB boys, are they getting offshore? Or do you know what the?
Nah, not the with well, the things have changed with the MIQ thing changing now. Because the whole reason why they were going to move was because they had to come home, 2 weeks quarantine, and then get out again, right? And then because some of the boys were like traveling multiple times a year, that's like 2 weeks of nothing. You're just stuck in a hotel room. But now I think with the new changes, now you can quarantine at your house, which makes it a lot better. Like mentally as well, makes it a whole lot better.
Yeah. So is that kicked in now?
Well, last I heard, I think I saw an article from Huge talking about them not having to go now. So I don't know if that has kicked in.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because David Nyika has gone off to the UK to train with the Furies and stuff, but he was prepared to just base himself there, based around like the New Zealand quarantine system, but he's probably going to be able to travel back and forth now too, because he was in the same boat. He was like just going to base himself over there because of the MIQ system. But that will be awesome, because he'll be able to do the same thing, and it's good that guys can do that. Otherwise, we're going to lose so many of these guys overseas if they don't sort the MYQ system out.
Yeah, hard. I've been following Dave. I was messaging him actually. I messaged him a couple of weeks ago, seeing if he was one me. We were going back and forth, and then he was just like, "Oh yeah, I didn't realize he was so close to his fight though." So I was just like, "Bro, just when you get time, because it's like I know that you're freaking busy as now." I honestly didn't realize that he's what 4 weeks out now, 3 weeks out.
No, next weekend.
Next weekend, bro. See, so I messaged him probably like 2 weeks ago, bro. And then he was just like, yeah, bro, now I'm keen. Da, da, da. And then he's just like, oh, I got to do this. And then I had a look online. I was just like, oh, bro, I would not want to come and talk shit so close to my fight, bro. You know, so that's exciting, bro. Like, and honestly, bro, I reckon that there at the Fury camp, best thing for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right now, you know, it's he's got his family and like, you know, the team here. But in terms of like furthering his career, that's where it's at, bruh.
Yeah,
Training with those psychos, eh?
Yeah, and the king himself, like Tyson Fury, has really embraced Dave and taken him under his wing there. So yeah, he'd be thriving amongst. So I talk to Dave every second day or so as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's loving it. A good environment from here in New Zealand. He was always the big fish in the smaller ponds. So it's good for him. He can spread his wings a little bit.
Yeah, he can learn, right? Like, you know, especially like him just seeing like different looks, but he's seen all these looks before, you know, in terms of like sparring you, going up to City, sparring those boys. Even though City would have good sparring, it's not real pure boxing, right? So those are looks that he won't normally see in a boxing ring, you know, in terms of like sparring Izzy and any of those other things. Junior Fire would be a good spar for him. But having Tyson and all the Fury team around him, right? He's looking solid. He's looking mental right now.
Yeah, he's looking strong. He's strong. If you're embracing him so well, it's awesome, bro. There's a funny story actually. How those two met. You must ask him about this when you talk to him. I don't know if I should talk. What's the PG thing on the interview? On this interview?
Dude, it's our interview. As long as we don't say bananas, that's all good.
Oh yeah. So the story, I'm real close with David's brother Josh. So he's just recently had his birthday, and I got talking to David's mom, you know, and she told me about the story about the first time David met Tyson Fury. So this is a funny story. So he's on an exercise cycle, and Tyson Fury's sitting next to him on an exercise cycle, and I can't mimic the Pommy accent, but he's like,
"Oh, bro, try it, bro, try it."
What about the pokey voice?
Go, bro.
But he says, "Oh, I feel like slapping you," and Dave's like, "What? Do I look like someone that you just want to beat up or something?" And Tyson's like, "Nah, you look like a fucking Versace model." And then he's like, "That's what makes me want to slap you." So anyway, straight after that, Tyson Fury's like, "So anyway, how big's your cock?" And and then Dave's like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't get complaints." I guess he was like put on the spot. And then so Tyson's like, "Oh well, because let's have a look at it." So it's so funny, bro, that their first encounter, like Tyson Fury's hitting him up to flop it out.
Yeah.
But you must, if you get talking to him,
I'll run 100%, bro. I'll write that down right now. Ask David. Oh, bro. That's so funny. And that's who he is, right? That's Tyson Fury, like to a T, bro.
Bro, what you see is what you get, bro. Like apparently he is just authentic like that, bro. Like what you see is what you get.
He's the most genuine dude, you know. At the start, a lot of people thought that he was like, you know, playing a character, but like that's the bro. Like who the hell just randomly just goes a look. Because look, bro.
It's me the guy, and he looks quite handsome. So like, well, how big's your cock?
Oh, bro, that's perfect. That's the most perfect introduction.
I should have saved that story.
Nah, cuz
I should have saved that story for him.
Nah, bro. Nah, it's perfect. I'm gonna definitely bring it up again. I'll be like, so, bro, did you show Tyson? Oh, bro. Oh, bro. Can you hear me? I think. Oh, yeah. There you are. Yeah, bro. Nah, that like he's a genuine dude, bro. And like, and it's real, and it's real, and it's real refreshing for the heavyweight division as well. You know, he's quite outspoken. Did you watch the what's his name, Kambosos?
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, I want some money on that, bro. Because I've known George Kambosos for a little while.
15-1, bro.
This part of the world, and
that was what they were paying.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, so I want some decent coin
off
that
shit.
fight.
Yeah, that's gangs, bro.
But now I was stoked to see that. Like, even though we have a little bit of a rivalry, you know, with Australia when it comes to like the big world scene, it's good to see those guys do real well. Like we have our little rivalry with them, but then it's kind of like our part of the world versus the rest of the world as well.
It's like it's like a big brother, little brother relationship, right? It's like a sibling rivalry, and it's real good.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, bro. I watched the fight, bro, and like I honestly, to be honest, I didn't think, because I didn't know much about what's his name, Kambosos at all, bro. And I actually thought how what's his name came out wanting to knock him out, because he was talking shit like leading up to it, saying if you're a fan of me, bet first round knockout, you know. So I was just like, all right, let's see, because he is a gangster, right? And then after that, I think the second round, bro, you just see his confidence just go, oh shit, this Aussie cunt's not moving nowhere, bro. Like, you know, and he's just a gangster.
That was a dead sign, bro, that I feel like he had overlooked Kambosos, because he came out there and just put the heat on him in the first round, thinking, I'm just going to walk straight through this guy. He got dropped in the first round, and then probably about round 2 or 3, the look of him was just like, whoa, man, I'm like actually in a fight now. So I think he was caught off guard and surprised. Yeah, it was good to see that, actually. Like, I'm a fan of Tio. It was good, like, but it was good for the Aussie to get it.
Oh, but it's good for this side of the world, bro. I mean, it's just that's another, you know, this side of the world, not just New Zealand, Australia as well. We've been overlooked in terms of combat sports for so long. You know what I mean? And just knowing that, like, when what's his name, Horn beat Pacquiao, right? Yeah. That was, everybody was so shocked, but they didn't realize Horn's actually a gangster too, bro. Like, he's the real deal. But because you're not from England or America, from the northern part of the world, they just think, you know, another bum that these guys are going to run through, another spoon-fed fighter, you know. But for what's his name, Kambosos, to do that and just make it, he looked calm the whole way through, and you just see the bro's energy change from the first round to about after round 2. Kambosos lost that round. About round 4, bro, and then that was it. It was like, there's nothing I can do, because he was there, then he wasn't, and his counters were on, you know?
Yeah. And not only that, bro, like Teofimo's corner was getting all flustered as well. Like, his dad was giving him mixed messages and that in the corner and stuff. I can't even remember exactly what was said, but I remember thinking, like, man, what are you telling this guy? Because he'd come back from like the first or second round. He's like, this guy's a bum, just knock him out, man. And it's like, bro, this guy can fight, man. Yeah. Try and give him something a bit better to tell him. And then, like, he'd be getting beaten up in one of the rounds, and then he'd come back to the corner. His coach or his dad would be like, you won that round. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's like, no, he didn't, man. He was
yeah. I think that his whole team probably thought he was going to run through him, you know, within 3 rounds, right? And then when that didn't happen, they had no plans after that. They all were already planning the after party. They're like, okay, this is going to end in 15 minutes. Let's go. And then after that, like, nah, bro. Even that whole, just knock him out. You know, you've heard it in fights as well, bro. Just knock him out. It's just like, all right, okay, because it's that easy.
That's always like the drunk girls at the local shows, you know. That, hurry up, just knock him out.
Just knock him out.
That's always their
Just knock him out.
Just knock him out.
Just knock him I've stopped, like, while grappling, somebody yells out, "I've just knock him out, bro, just knock him out," and I'm like, sweet, bro. Like, okay, like, have another beer, cuz, like, it doesn't work like that, bro. Like,
Exactly.
it's so funny. Yeah, that's part of the atmosphere of it. Everyone's just like, bro, why didn't you just knock him out? It's just like, oh, I don't know, bro. Why didn't I think of that? I'll write that down next time I go into a fight. All right, knock him out.
I'll just knock him out straight away.
Yeah, I'll just knock him out straight away. Okay, yeah, bro. Nah, that's freaking how, bro. The IBO title. I was wanting to know, like, when you won that, bro, how was that? Because that's a legit belt, bro, and that's for there's been legends held that belt. And for you to win it, for me, I was quite annoyed at that the New Zealand media weren't pushing that more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. Like, we had articles and stuff like that, but there wasn't no, like, bro, like, cuz this dude just won this, like, an actual legit belt, and there's not enough. Nothing. There was no. This should have been front page or something, like it's front page of the Waikato Times, or they should have had that front page for the next 3 days. That's one of, like, how was that feeling, bro? And, like, not the feeling of the media, but just having that belt, bro, because you earned that shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. No, that was such a big feeling. That just going back on that, bro. That just comes back to that whole thing, bro. Like, New Zealand backs the heavyweights. So I bet you if it was a heavyweight guy that picked it up, it would have been everywhere. But like, I was the first person, bro, to win an IBO title in New Zealand. I was the first one, and yeah, you heard nothing about it, but it is what it is, bro. But no, for me, it was such a huge accomplishment, bro. Like, when I first went to pro boxing, all I wanted to do was win a New Zealand title. That was it. I just wanted to become a New Zealand champion, and that was me. And I was like, then I would have achieved whatever, like, what I wanted to. And then, yeah, when I achieved that, and then when I had the opportunity to fight for, like, other regional titles, the titles like the IBO stuff and that, yeah, this thing just started cycling on and building a bit of a life of its own, bro. So yeah, it exceeded all of my expectations, but I never had any in my wildest dreams going for, like, a prestige title like that. So no, it was a big thing, eh?
Yeah, bro.
And that's what kind of led to the international contracts and stuff, and the getting out of New Zealand.
Yeah. Nah, bro. Like, out for a Hamilton fighter, bro, I was proud, G. Like, it was a huge accomplishment. And, like, my feeling towards combat sports, bro, that's just like, I feel like we don't get the push as that we deserve, right? Because that's huge, right? And, like, everybody fighting on the internet, on the national scene, that goes on and fights internationally and does well, you don't really hear too much about that in the media. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this guy, the junior All Black guy, got a contract somewhere else, bro. Boom, like, huge as. This cricketer, boom, huge as. You know what I mean? And it's just like, bruh, what this dude's achieved, that's a long line of people who actually did that shit. You know what I mean? That about household names, but we don't get that push. And, like, I spoke about it a while back, about this whole tall poppy thing, right? It's just like, there's certain people, there's certain things and certain people that don't like to see somebody go past a certain threshold. Do you know what I mean? Because that for some reason I don't know. I don't actually understand that mentality, because I don't have that, right? But it was like that's a mess, and I'm still like that. I'm pretty proud, bro, of you for winning that IBO shit, because it's just like, bro, you did that shit, and you're coming from Hamilton, bro. And especially, fighting on the local scene, bro, being the Waikato warrior that you are, representing hard, and, like, New Zealand should have backed you a lot more. That's what I believe that for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, never mind all the fatties. Hey, all the fatties, the even though we love you, fatties, bro. look at us, the skinny guys, bro. Come on, give us some love, bro.
Yeah, exactly, man. We do cool things as well.
We do cool things, bro. You know, we don't knock them out, but we beat people up.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, bro. Oh, bro, like that's I found something online about an accident that you had, bro. Like you've achieved all these things. There was an article that I found about you when I was just doing some research about you had like a spinal injury or something like that. You had a bike accident.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's funny you found that actually. But yeah, bro, when I was 18 or 19, I had a motorbike accident because I grew up, bro, doing pretty much two things. Where I was boxing and I was riding motorbikes. That's pretty much like the two things that I was like real deep into. It was just riding motorbikes and boxing. So boxing's another big hobby of mine. I still got a bike like now. I still ride around and stuff. But in 2009, I think it was, I had a bad accident and I snapped my ankle and I fractured my lower spine. And when I went to the hospital for it, they had said to me, that there's damage to your lower spine. And at the time, I didn't have feeling in my leg. And they said, we're just going to see how the healing process goes and wait for you to get some feeling in your leg. And they gave me the worst case scenario that you potentially may not be able to walk again and far out. I'm not religious or anything, man, but I just started praying to whoever I could on the hospital bed. And at that time, my life was kind of going down. Like, it was just one of those things where it was a life-changing thing, because I was, at that time, I was fresh out of high school and I was just partying and, just running amok, bro, pretty much. Going to parties, getting drunk every weekend and just doing silly stuff that young people do, especially around here. And then, I was just praying, bro, and I was just like, man, if you can just give me this opportunity to have my legs and stuff and give me my health back, I'm going to make a promise to myself and whoever it is that we pray to.
The universe, bro. The universe provides.
Yeah, exactly. I just put it out there to the universe that if I recover from this, man, I'm going to go back to boxing, because I boxed as a kid, as an amateur and stuff. And that's another rabbit hole that I could go down, is the amateur scoring and the pro scoring of fights and stuff. But I had like less than a 50-50 record as an amateur, bro, because of this weird like punch count system where they count punches.
Points.
It was a weird system. And it didn't suit me, bro. And so I stopped boxing. I went away from it because I was like just getting like bad decisions that I felt. Anyway, but then I just said to myself, and I put it out to the universe, if I come back from this healthy, man, I'm going to just get back in the boxing. I'm going to turn my life around. I'm just going to have a proper go at life. And then that's what basically set this whole journey off, bro, was that turning point there when I was in the hospital, getting told that I potentially may not walk again. That was the turning point in my life thing.
That's amazing, brother. That's amazing. Look what you've achieved from that point, right? Once you changed your mindset to things like that, I think that's probably conversations that we need to have more of, right? The whole changing your mindset and how that changes your life, right? Like once you change the way that you're thinking, life becomes different. Like you just see life so much more clearer and so much different. And for you to come from that, brother, to achieving everything that you've achieved so far, bro, that's like, I can't even, like I haven't had any major injuries. Like I've stuffed this up on my last fight. I don't know if you saw the video.
Was it the MMA fighter?
Yeah. So I just I landed on it and then my fingers touched that. So I dislocated this, fractured it, tore the ligaments in there, bro. And then I tore this tricep. Like it was bad, bro. It was just like, and like that moment kind of went like, oh, frick. Like, is this the end of this shit, that I've been doing? Because I was in the same boat as you, bro, in terms of like not how fighting came to me was something to do because I couldn't make rugby trainings, because obviously rugby, like for any, like most New Zealand young boys, rugby was, and especially being from Fiji, bro, like that was it. It was either rugby or nothing, so it was just like rugby. And then because I started working down here, rugby became secondary because obviously I had to make a living somehow, right? But then when this happened to me, bro, I was actually thinking like, bro, this is the end. Like, I can't believe like that happened, and I was real worried about it. And I had a real good team. I went and saw like everybody, bro, like everybody that you could think of medicine wise, like even like I think like a witch doctor or something, just to get this thing. Not really a witch doctor, but I went and tried new forms of medicines, right, to help me, and it's come right, bro. Like I've started punching. I've been punching hard with it. I've been carrying my weight on it and everything, but like nothing like the spine, because anything to do with the spine, bro, that has to be, oh yeah, nah, that'll freak me out as well,
I
bro.
get that, bro. I get that, bro. Like when you have like injuries, you just want to try anything. Like,
Yeah.
I tried all sorts of random stuff too, bro. Like going to every, like, you go see like Chinese people put some needles in there, some suction cups, and then you go see the chiropractor to do cracks, and then you go to see the physio to try massage, just anything that you, and then you just
Yeah. Bro, have you heard of flintlock?
Nah.
Oh, cuz, bro. So I found out about flintlock. One of my mates, right? Like he wasn't my mate at the time, but he messaged me right after, and this is me after going to like the Cairo, the osteo, getting like all these herbal medicines that's supposed to like regrow shit, and like just, and then the bro messaged me and he was just like, hey bro, I do this. He works for Waikato contact care. So I assumed that, okay, legit business. So I just went, okay, sweet, I'll come see you. He goes, Aaron.
Is it Aaron?
Aaron, bro.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Has he worked on you?
Nah,
bro. So
I know what he does. I knew what he does though, but I don't know really much about it. But I know he is contact here. I know that.
Yeah. So what he does, bro, it's flintlock, right? And what it is, it's like you know how they say your muscles hold trauma, and like, you know, you're like, that's why we go physio and stuff like that. But he reckons the trauma is deeper than that. Like our whole skeletal system is all connected, right? And like when he was telling me this, I was just like, bro, like I don't know about this, bro, but like if that's gonna help, cuz just do it. Because it sounded very, very wishy-washy, right? And I never met the bro. Like I was just like, do what thou wilt, cuz just fix me, you know. So he was doing all of that, and bro, and honestly it helped so much, bro. Like I never even realized that flintlock. And for me, just because my body's constantly broken and sore and all the time, you know, as putting ourselves through different training things all the time, we don't really give ourselves time to recover and crap, you know. So when I went and saw him, and I saw him a couple of times, bro, I was just like, holy shit. And he reckons like he was feeling certain parts of like my feeling certain parts. I just thought about that David Nyika story again. Because look, he was feeling the weight under my foot, right? And then he's like, you're heavy on one foot. And I believe that, because your body's kind of like, it's supposed to be zen, right? It's supposed to be like even. And the side that you use the most, that's the side that like is the heaviest, I think. So what he did was he loosened one side, and it was good, bro. It was like, holy shit. And my wife actually went and saw somebody, like a couple, like, so this is, and me. So Aaron, I started training Aaron just kickboxing, and he's been coming over and stuff, and like we've become real close over this time, right? But when I initially found out about it, like when I went home, I told my wife, I was just like, I don't know, like, but it's working, bro. Like it actually helped me so much, right? And my missus went and saw.
That's crazy.
My missus went and saw somebody that Aaron trained, right? This lady, and she came home and she told me that this lady was just like talking about like, you know, oh, you got trauma in your bones and all of this stuff, and I was just like, babe, you got to research this shit first, like before you go and see these people, you know, because it sounded way too out of, because how Aaron explained it to me, it made sense, but it didn't, right? because I didn't know anything about it. But then with the way that this lady was talking, it was like very witch doctory, right? And like, so I was just like, hey, and then I found out later, like, I'm like, bruh, Aaron taught this. That's flintlock, right? That's, and like, so there's so many things that we don't even know works, right? There's so many things that we don't even know works, bro. And it's out there. We just need to, I think it sucks that we have to wait until we're actually injured before we go.
Yeah.
You know,
bro, that thing is buzzy, bro. Because is that the same thing, bro, that they do on like animals?
Horses, bro. Horses. That's his. That was his major thing. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. So like that's what sparked my interest about that, bro, because people can like sometimes it's up here, and people, if you make someone think that they feel better, they'll just feel better. But an animal doesn't have that. Like if you're gonna fix an animal, that's like legit as.
Yeah.
And so when I heard that this system was like healing animals or horses, it buzzed me up, bro. That's how I heard about it, bro, because they were doing it on animals as well.
Yeah, he mainly does it on horses. And then that's what, right. So when he told me that he does it on horses, that's what kind of made me a little bit weary, like, oh, cause like, you know, I don't know. But when he started,
bro, I'm a human.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm a human, cause, you know, like I'm not that fast, you know. So it was just like, it was buzzy, bro, just learning about all of that, you know, and then just knowing, and then now knowing him, bro, like I just exchange knowledge, bro. He does some work on me, and then I just train him, you know. So that's buzzy, bro. That you know. Do you still feel like, you know, in your back and stuff? Does that come?
Nah, bro, not at all. Nah, not at all. I have more probably trouble with my hands now. Like I've had surgeries on both of my hands. Just, you know, boxing injuries comes with the sport. Like you guys would use, I don't know, your shins and stuff. How's your guys' shins?
Oh, it calcifies, bro. So like you constantly get it fractured a lot. So my shins, bro, over the years, like if you feel them now, there's just no nerves in them at all. It turns to putty. So you can push the shin all the way in, bro, and it's nasty. It hurts when you're pushing, but in the fight, obviously adrenaline and all of that covers it. But it takes a while for your shins to actually get accustomed to the banging. Right, I've fractured my fingers a few times. I've had surgery on there. I broke this in a fight in China on this huge. So I've got a plate in there. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, bro, that's I think the same scar that I might have, bro.
Yeah, cuz look at that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. See, bro.
Well, that's actually called boxer's fracture.
Is it?
That's like the actual medical term. When I went in and had my surgery and stuff, they told me that that's the actual name for that fracture. Is they medical people like call that boxer's fracture. It's crazy.
Well, it makes sense, bro, because I mean, this is not you only get this from like slamming it hard on something or punching a fat head, you know. And this was like the Chinese head that I punched, bro, was huge, and it was just freaking, bro. A funny story about that actually. So when I broke this, right, it was on this big show, bro, that sits on Penang. He's like the world, like the number one. I think it's lightweight kickboxer, Muay Thai dude. He's a southpaw, but he fought on this show as well. And anyway, I fought on the show, and I only had Danny, who could speak, you know, somewhat a little bit of English, and I had to wrap my own hands. Like I wrapped my own hands and stuff, and I went out. I had this fight, bro. I broke this at the start of the second round, smacked it, bro, and I heard it click, and then my whole hand went like hot, right? So I was just like, it's broken now. We're just gonna smash it even more because my right hand's landing every single time. So I was just going bang, 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 constantly just hitting him with it, right? Went back into after the third round, there was a dude in my corner. His name was Eddie. And I was just like, Eddie, cuz that's broken. So don't call anything out for my right hand. And he was just like, oh, yeah, sweet. So anyway, I went back and like after the fight, I had won, right? Went into the back, bro. undid my like shoddy ass, ghetto ass rapping, and then I showed these doctors, right? But I didn't even think they were doctors, cuz they just came. There was 4 of them with white coats on, like white coats that you can buy from like the costume shop. So they come, bro. They stand there. They're all looking at me like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, bro, it's broken, because my bone was out like that, sticking out of my skin. Like it hadn't broken the skin, but it was like kind of like that, right?
Yeah, right.
So I'm like there, and then they're looking at it like going, oh, like, and I'm looking at Danny like, cuz, tell them that it's broken. And then he's just like, oh, you know, whatever. And then they come, bro, they get like a flap from a cardboard box, you know, the one that like, so they rip it, bro, and they put it underneath my hand and they bandage it. And I'm like, bro, what's that gonna do? Like, honestly, bro, it was the most shitty. And I had to go to the hospital, wait for 5 hours for an x-ray. And then when I had an x-ray, because I was punching with it, the reason why I was up like that is because this bone went into the other bone, and then it just went up like that, bro. And honestly, and
so did your knuckle sit? Did
eh?
your knuckle sit back further? Did your knuckle sit
my knuckle went down.
further?
My knuckle went down here. Yeah, my knuckle went down here, and after surgery they put the knuckle came back into place, but it went down here, bro. And then that's yeah. When I had that, bro, and like honestly, over time, I'm gonna drop little gems from my time in China, bro, because there was moments where it was just like there was like, so that David Nyika story, right? One of our guys that we lived with, this dude just came up to him. We were in a fruit shop. Just came up to him and then grabbed his meat, like just went in. This Chinese guy just comes in, touches his nuts, like randomly, just goes, okay, like, and the bro's just like, what the what's happening? Like, there's so many stories like that, bro. It's just like, dude, this other guy comes up to me with like my skin, right? Stands next to me, bro, and is trying to scrape the black off my skin. I'm like, bro, nah. Straight up, bro. That's that. Like, Singapore's not that bad. I spent time in Singapore 2 years ago.
Singapore's good. Yeah, Singapore.
Yeah. How long did you stay there? How long were you there for? Like at a time?
At a time, I think it was like 10 days at a time. But yeah, now Singapore it wasn't too bad. Like the English is pretty broken, but they speak English there. But it's rough English, but that they do speak English, so I don't have too much issues with the language barrier. But bro, there was a dodgy doctor. Not dodgy doctor, I should say. But when we were doing our like fight medicals, the doctor just rang me and was like, "Just come to my hotel room." I walked in the hotel room and was like, "Oh, so how do you feel?"
This sounds like somebody's gonna get arrested, bro.
I just said no, but this was like. The doctor just wasn't very thorough. Like I worked into his hotel room and he's just like, "So how do you feel?" And I was like, "Yeah, I feel all good." He scribbles on a piece of paper, "Sweet, I'll see you later." He's like, "Oh, sweet, is that it?"
Oh, bro, bro. I think that's all Asia, bro. Because every medical that I went, like that I did, bro, they did a lot of nothing and said that was all good. It's just like, bro, like, okay, that didn't help me at all. Casual as, bro. But they were pretty adamant on the Chinese fighters. Like they went pretty ham on testing them and doing all of that shit. But for the foreigners, bro, it was just there was no come to my room, bro. If any doctor asked to come to his room, I'd have been like, no go, bro. No go, bro.
No, I took my dad with me, bro.
Okay. I mean, like, no, I'm too far from home to be talking to doctors in their rooms by themselves, cuz. That's funny, bro. That's hilarious, bro. Hey, brother.
I think it was just because I think it was just because like he couldn't be asked like coming or meeting or going.
Doing his job.
Just come. Yeah, exactly. So he was just like, "Come to the room, bro." He didn't even like. I didn't even go like hardly meet the guy. I just walked in the room and he's just like, "Dude, how do you feel? You feel all right?" And I was like, "Yeah." Bro, it was literally like a 30-second conversation. I was walked in the door, walked out. Yeah, you're good to go. Like,
That's
bro, here I am, bro. here I am, bro, paranoid because I actually was like riddled with a few injuries,
Yeah.
like, as we do.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I hope like everything goes right. And then the guy didn't even look at nothing. So, sweet, we're sorted.
Just like,
We on.
Hey, you limp into the thing now. I'm sweet. All right, sweet. Yeah, you're all good.
Yeah,
You're all
okay.
good. Can't even hear in one eye. Eh? Blind in one eye. Can't even hear. Nah, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, sweet. You look okay. Sweet. That'll be it.
Yeah.
What's the plans for the rest of the week, brother?
Rest of the week. What are we at? Thursday. Not too much, eh? Just pretty chilled at the moment, bro. Life is pretty chilled at the moment, eh? Like, I'm sort of been on the fence since all this COVID stuff.
Yeah.
I'm still in the gym training and stuff, but like last year, at the end of 2019, I fought for like a second-rated like world title at WBU. This is still like a title that's been held by like Ricky Hatton before he fought Floyd Mayweather, so it's got like a stepping stone world title.
Yeah.
But I fought for it end of 2019, and the fight ended because I got
The
a bad cut of my eye.
I watched that fight.
Yeah, and then I was meant to rematch in March last year, and pretty much we went into our very first lockdown here in New Zealand in February. So I think I was only like maybe 2 or 3 weeks out from like a world title shot and fighting for that world title again. And then COVID come, and I've pretty much just been on the fence since then, bro. So I'm still like keeping active and stuff, but I'm just sitting and waiting.
Yeah.
Hearing about this like new MIQ system like gives me a little bit of hope. So once I'm allowed to get out and take on some international guys, I'll get back into it.
Yeah. Same as me, bro. Like that for me.
I was thinking that actually, bro. I was thinking about like you guys would be in the same situation as me, bro. That,
100%. Well, like most of my fights for the last couple of years have been either flown in international dudes or we're fighting internationally, right? So like I still get fight offers and stuff in Asia constantly, and like we just can't do anything, right? I was supposed to fight on Prince Promotions last year in Melbourne. It was an 8-man, and like that was all sweet. Like the bro had like sent me the contract and everything, and then all of that shit happened, and it's just like, oh, cuz, and he's just like, you know, and then I'm like, I'll come, bro, but well, when I win, my fight money's, I don't want my fight money being used for my quarantine. You need to add that fight money like separately, like my quarantine needs to be paid for. And then it ended up being, I think there was 2 of us from New Zealand that were going to go over to fight in this 8-man. And then it just didn't happen. Like, so we just been sitting on fence. I've been talking to like Ethan, just having local fights. Like I think my next fight will be a kickboxing fight, just so I'm 100% with this arm. So that's pretty much where we're at the moment. Like once, well, I think I need to have a look at it again in terms with the MIQ shit. But if we can have that solid as like we can come and just quarantine at the house, you know, then I'm flying out next year, 100%. You know.
No, it's same as me, bro. Like nothing really is coming up for me. But bro, if we can sort out the MIQ system, bro, I'll be keen to get back on that horse.
Yeah, but who knows? Everything's changing like all the time, bro. Everything's just not making sense.
Now there's a what are they calling this new variant? A new new banana.
Decepticon.
Yeah. There's a new breed of bananas, and like now, what are they going to change what they're saying they're going to do again? I don't know. It's a little bit like emotionally. It's a little bit like emotionally tiring because you get a little bit of hope and then it gets taken away from you, and then you get a little.
Yeah,
they're stringing us along, man.
That's it. It's the carrot, right? They're holding the carrot. Yeah. They just dangling the carrot. Hey, you guys can have this. Oh, nah. You know, it's just like, do you want this? Nah. Do you want this? Yeah. Nah. You know, and that's it. And so it's exactly so freaking.
Bro, like the goalpost is here. Now it's here.
Bro,
now it's come back.
It's actually just not making sense, bro. And it's really like I've given up on like just trying to because there's a lot of people who just go, makes sense. So I'm like, nigga, that doesn't make sense at all. What are you talking about? Yeah, it makes sense because Jacinda said, and I was just like, bruh, it doesn't make sense. Like, why are you saying that it makes sense, bro? Like, I don't care what you believe in. Just know when no bullshit when there's bullshit. You know, it's just
Exactly,
like,
man.
how the hell do you guys think that that's okay? You know?
Yeah,
And then now the
just because she talks with a smile,
Decepticons are coming.
yeah, just because she speaks with a smile doesn't mean she's telling the truth.
bro, tell these people that shit. Like, it's just
Yeah,
like, oh, she's nice. Look, she, gives hugs and stuff. Like, bro, hugs don't pay people's bills, bro. Like,
no,
what?
man.
Like, she smiles very like, oh, kia ora, New Zealand. Kia ora. It's like, she'd get more mana if she goes, kia ora, New Zealand. How's
Yeah,
it going? But kia ora, New Zealand. We need to look after our whānau and our whakapapa. It's like, bro, nah, just stop lying to us, cuz. Just let us
yeah,
be,
yeah.
let us do our own thing. People are struggling right now, bro. Mentally, people are struggling, bro. I've got friends who I've spoken to, bro, that are right on the edge, bro. Right on the edge. Like, I've had to talk a few people out of doing certain things to themselves, bro. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks for them to be in that position. It sucks for me being like I don't care. I'll help them out as much as I can. But for me to be put in a position like that because of stupid policies and stupid, like, unnecessary restrictions, bro, that's not fair on anybody, right? And they don't even care about that. They don't even care that people are struggling mentally, being locked up in your house, not being able to go anywhere for a long time, and your businesses and stuff like that. Like, for us fighters, like, yeah, we've got other ways of making money, like with our jobs and stuff. But, bro, fighting is what we love to do, bro. And you're taking that shit away from us. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly, bro.
you're taking that
And
shit
like,
away.
fighting is, a limited time thing as well,
Yeah.
and just eating up our time, man. Like, I don't know, I'm
Yeah.
starting to,
Yeah, bro.
you
Nah,
just
hard.
start
And
to
then
feel your age and stuff.
that's it. We've only got like our window, right? Our window goes. Our window goes to about, I'd say, 38. Then we start going downhill in terms of, like, so we hit our prime at 35, all of us, and then we're at our best for the next 3 years, and then everything starts going downhill. We lose our speed. The power never goes, but we lose our speed. And for us, like fighters like me and you, bro, like, our speed is what keeps us in the game. You know what I mean? The skill and everything, yeah, that's sweet, but that slows down after a while, right? And they've taken a year, 2 years out of what we could have done. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it sucks, bro. Like, it sucks. Like, not like the small businesses that are dying, everybody that's really struggling mentally, suicide's been going through the roof, bro. And like, when we look at the suicide stats, it doesn't really hit you until you know somebody, and I've lost like a young kid from my gym, bro, that did that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and we just went to his unveiling. And I see him every single day, and then one day he's not here anymore. And we never know. We never know what's happening, right? And and then my mates who have reached out to me, same thing, bro. Like, I had a dude that, like, pretty much went through it, but at the last second, the rope broke. Like, it's heavy, bro, and he's not the only one, bro. There's so many people going through this shit right now, and I feel for them, but the way this government is structuring things, it's not about our health anymore. Like, 100% not about our health.
More people, I think, have been affected from mental health issues than the actual bananas itself.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, it's freaking
hard out.
It's stupid, bro. And then, but nobody cares.
I've had a couple situations like what you just talk about, bro. I've had like heaps of mates, like, doing that as well, bro. And it's tough to see, bro. And That's
Yeah.
I feel like that these government rules and stuff have caused more health issues, like mental health issues, than it has than
Yeah.
what the bananas would have
Bro,
done.
100%. And but you like people get shunned when they openly speak about that shit because for some reason it's just like a taboo topic, but it's not. It should never be because we got real people struggling. But the government policies is, you know, oh, just be kind. You will all get your freedom soon. You know, get the banana, get jabbed up. Like some people, like I saw something that you wrote a while ago. It was talking about like jab or not, some of you are long overdue a jab, and it cracked me up so much, bro. I was just like, bro, I said it at work for me the other day, bro, because they were just like, bro, have you had your jab? And I go, I'm handing out free jabs, bro, if you wanna think. And then I'm like, do you know what Uber is? So I'm dial a jab. So instead of thing, you just text me who you want jab, bro. That's gonna be my little side hustle. But it's just like most of you here need a jab. Like never mind about that shit. Most of you haven't even gone for a run ever in your life. Like you still get breathless climbing up 4 steps. You know, like why don't we move and focus on the people who are struggling right now mentally, bro? You know?
Yeah. Hard out, man. Hard out. But and all the banana stuff is doing is causing division, people to divide and judge each other and stuff. That's what's causing a lot of the issues as well. Everyone's judging each other. Whether you're getting the banana or not.
You see it within families, bro. You see it, and it's just like, bro, no, like your information is from one side, right? You know, there's a lot of bullshit information out there, but you yourself need to feel like something's not right here, right? Something isn't right here. And for them to be pushing so hard on something so, you know, so controversial, that you got to see the red flags in there, right? And I hate that they're double downing on this whole division, bro. Like, you know, regardless of your banana status, bro, we should not live in a society where two different people, like groups of people, are treated differently. We shouldn't at all. And what they're doing with the gyms is like, you know, there's a lot of people who don't trust the government. There's a lot of people who don't trust them pumping out this banana. And then they're taking away the gyms, which is the one thing that actually keeps them sane. You know, like it doesn't make sense. It's cool to see like there's a few gyms in Auckland that are pushing back, going, bruh, these guys actually need us, especially in these times. Right, you know what I mean? Like, and it sucks that they're just trying to just peel they're actually, I've come to the realization, bro, that they're actually trying to create just like this pussies, bro. They're trying to make everybody scared of their own shadow, because when you're scared, you're easier to control, right? That's the easiest way to control somebody. Easiest way to get somebody to do something that you want is to make them afraid. You know, and it's an age-old thing, right? Where like, and it's been used throughout wars, throughout history, bro. Give us this, or we're gonna kill everybody in your kingdom. Okay, sweet. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, you can have that, and that's what's happening right now. And it's sad, bro. It's sad that people are getting cut straight down the middle. Like, you know, last year we were all sweet. You know, 3 weeks ago, before the traffic light shit came in, everyone was la-di-da. 2 weeks ago, actually, la-di-da. Now those same two people can't even be in the same room together.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And like now, the banana that they've been giving out may not work anymore.
It doesn't, bro. It doesn't. That's why you need boosters. That's why you need, but it doesn't make sense, bro, because they lied to us at the start, and then they're lying to us again, you know? And it sucks, bro, because there's majority of people took it to keep their jobs, right? But it doesn't even make sense, because whether you have the banana or not, you can still catch it, you know?
Exactly, bro. And then there's a new variant now with that openly saying that the bananas don't work for. So
well, this variant, this Delta one, this one here, like the banana, the thing that we got for this one isn't actually for this one. It's for the last one. So this one wasn't actually for this one, but they still pushed it hard. People still lost their jobs, lost their businesses on this shit. Now this new variant with the Decepticons coming, it's like not even gonna work for that shit, and you're gonna still need. I just watched they had a thing with biotech. They had the guys who invented it, the Pfizer dudes, and one of the chairmen said, once Omicron reaches its like height, you're gonna need 3 boosters for that. As it's like, what? That how? And he's smart though. He's a businessman, right? 3 boosters. If let's say one booster costs $2, I think it was $2.70 for one shot. Imagine how much money that company makes if one shot is $2.70. You know, and then he's just like,
of course you're gonna say that.
Yeah, you're gonna need 3 guys.
Say you need 3 of them.
Yeah, you're gonna need 3 of those $2.70 shots. You know, just $2.70, but times that by the 6 billion people that we have. You know, it's freaking like, I don't know, bro. Like, this is, it sucks that New Zealand is in this position, right? It sucks that we have gotten hammered by it, you know, like, and it sucks that we're not even allowed to talk openly about it without people saying, oh, you're anti this, you're anti that, or you're a conspiracy nut. It's just like, nah, bro, it's not. We're just questioning the shit that's here. Like, look at this shit. Does that make sense to you? Or like, yeah, well, why can't I just go, hang on, that doesn't seem right. Why can't I say that? You know what I mean? It's freaking stupid.
Oh, bro, it's a whole lot of crap, bro. Like, even how they say, oh, get the bananas to protect others. But
yeah,
if they've got the banana, aren't they protected?
Yeah. Bro, that
doesn't even make sense.
That's the biggest bullshit, right? It's like, you know, you get the banana, right, to protect, you know, everyone. But then now it's like, this is the first time in history where the person who got the banana needs to be protected from the person who didn't get the banana. You know,
aren't I protected if I've got the banana?
Yeah, so it's just like, I'm protected, so I can do, like, it's these guys who just didn't want to take the banana, like, they should be the ones, but
at risk.
They're at risk.
Yeah.
Well, how am I at risk? Because I'm around them. That doesn't make sense. And that's where they're trying to make people believe that, you know, oh, you shouldn't be around the person who hasn't gotten the banana because you might get sick. But it's just like, hey, you promised me that me getting the banana was going to keep me safe. Now I can't even be around the bro because it's just like, and then now they're saying, you know, the best way to protect the people who haven't got the banana is, oh, no, now she said, we all got it to protect the people who hasn't got the banana. And it's just like, what? Like, bro, you're not making sense at all, bro.
Nah.
Like, I think that's one of the biggest plays is the confusion, like making us confused, you know, all the confusion is just like, you don't know what to believe anymore. Then people get to a stage where it's just, I don't even care, bro. What happens. Like, but that's a scary stage to be in because we can't let it get to that stage. We can't let it get to the, okay, do what you want then, because them doing what they want, they'll 100% do what they want, you know, when they want that shit. So it's just like, we need to really be careful about what we allow this government to do, because, you know, it's real scary that even though like now we've got a 2-class system, like historically, if you look throughout history, every society that had a 2-class system didn't go well. Like, and even though we're creating this 2-class system under the guise of health, that still doesn't make it any better, you know, especially when the science at the start, you could say, okay, yeah, trust the science. Okay, we don't know much about it, so okay, we trust you with that. But now all this other stuff is coming out from the guys who create it, and it's just like, actually, the science doesn't say that, like, doesn't give like any reason for these lockdowns. The science doesn't give any reason for mass bananaing. You know, the science doesn't say that anymore. Like, we can't say trust the science anymore because, yeah, the science is telling us actually there's no real reason to get locked down. There's no real reason for mass bananas. You know, so where are we getting this information from? The day that they said we are the #1 source of truth, that's it. It was just like, okay, there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
You know,
Only believe what we say. That's
only
pretty much the
believe
thing.
what we say, bro. And it's just freaking like, I don't know, bro. Scary times, bro. And like, that's what I tell people, bro. Learn how to fight. You know, be healthy, bro. Because there's gonna be a time where you're gonna need to either protect yourself or protect your family. So because there's a lot of people who are on the edge right now, and it's either they're gonna do it to themselves or they're gonna rebel against whatever is happening now, and that's a real scary thing, because once there's a food shortage or whatnot, because the ports and stuff are still closed and stuff. I work in logistics, like export import, and we had ships parked up on the dock for like weeks, bro, that couldn't even dock, and they had everything that we need in New Zealand, right? And it was parked up for weeks and weeks and weeks, bro. Like, imagine when we're importing certain foods, the supermarket starts going bare, then what? You know what I mean? Like, unless you have a gun or can fight, bro, like you're collecting food for the toughest guy on your street. That's all that you're doing, bro. Like, it's just like, if you don't know how to fight, if you don't have a gun, the toughest guy on your street's just gonna come and say thank you for collecting this stuff for me.
Yeah. Scary times, bro. It's a scary thought, eh?
Scary times, brother. And then, like, I think that's why we need to just protect our families, bro. Like, teach your, like, I see your kids, bro, and they're in a real good place, bro. Having you there, for your knowledge and stuff like that. Like, it's real cool, bro. Like, our next generation are the ones that's gonna suffer the most from this whole thing, right? So as long as we can teach them to be self-sufficient, protect themselves, make real good decisions. Mental health should be their number one goal. Like, your happiness should be key, because that's, once your mindset changes from, being happy to being dreary, that hill goes down, that hole goes pretty fast and goes down pretty fast. So you got to try and always maintain that mental stability. You know what I mean? And but
one more thing on that, bro. I think a big important thing to put out there regarding all that is to get physically active. Like, our best protection for our health is to be healthy. So if we're being active and working out and we're healthy, we can probably come out the other end of, even if we were to catch the bananas, as you say. So that's what even with my kids and stuff, bro, I'm always just trying to keep them active. And if you're physically active and physically fit, you should be pretty resistant against most things anyway. And even, that's the same with the mental health thing. If you're out there, like, being proactive and stuff, but it really helps that, bro. Because over the lockdowns and stuff, I started having like little issues as well, just being cramped up. But as soon as you get out and start being proactive again, it helps a lot. So
I was the same too, bro. I was the same too. Just like, I'll just be like, frick, man, like, this sucks. And you, like, I come from a place of like rebellion, right? So like, it's just like, so my first instinct is to, okay, let's rebel now. So I'm very like, and I'm very anarchy in terms of just like, sweet, where's the guns? Let's go. Let's like, we ride out in the morning. Sweet, that's us. That's my mental state, and that's where like I come from, right? It's just like, let's go change this shit physically now, you know what I mean? So, but we definitely staying active and all of that shit, bro. Bro, like, yeah, brother, like that's a real good, that what you just said, bro. I believe that 100%, that if you can stay physically active, like, a lot of problems will disappear.
Look after your health, look after yourself, and everything else will be what it's going to be.
Easy, brother, easy. Hey, you got a show coming up soon?
We just had to postpone, actually, bro, again, because of the bananas.
But,
we were meant to be it was meant to be December 4th, so the original date was last weekend.
Oh, okay.
But we've just pushed it up to March 13th. So
all right, mean, brother, man, this has been so good, bro. Thank you so much for this, bro. We'll definitely catch up. catch up again,
Yeah,
and
sure, bro.
chat again, brother. But I appreciate your time, bro. It's been real good.
I appreciate you, brother. Again, bro, it's an honor to chat to you, bro. And we got a little brotherhood thing here in the Waikato, bro. Like, there's a few of us doing big things across different combat sports, but it's a brotherhood, and I support you, bro. And I know you support me, and the feeling's all mutual right round, bro. So.
100%, bro. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
My man.
I'll talk to you soon, eh? See you later, brother.
Much love, bro.
Is it Carlos Hicks's line? They calling his name, talking this shit, bro, you did it again.
Niggas say it out loud.